Between 1918 and 1970, the U.S. alone dumped CW agents in waters worldwide on at least 74 occasions. These disposals were no small undertaking. If we look at one fair example from this tour, in 1945 the U.S. dumped 1,154 55-gallon drums of arsenic trichloride, 375 tons of Adamsite smoke candles, 75,852 4.2-inch distilled mustard shells, approximately 56,000 smoke canisters, and approximately 23,000 smoke projectiles. This represents only one of dozens of dumpings conducted off the U.S. coast. While some dumping operations were carefully undertaken, including the keeping of detailed records, other dumping operations were done haphazardly, with no or minimal written accounts of the disposal locations, quantities disposed, or their depths. So far, the staff at the James Martin Center for Nonproliferation Studies have located and chronicled 127 locations where either human exposure to or disposal of chemical weapons agents and or munitions has occurred. We are virtually certain there are more disposal sites requiring attention. Hence, we present this material in hopes of garnering further interest into this subject. Through this tour, we hope to highlight the global nature of this problem by showing you example disposal sites located around the globe, in locations ranging from the Bay of Bengal to areas west of San Francisco. Located approximately 6 miles off the Scottish coast, Beaufort's Dyke is an underwater trench that's roughly 30 miles long, approximately 3 miles wide, and about 820 feet deep. Along with the nearly 2 million tons of conventional munitions dumped here, Beaufort's Dyke contains 120,000 tons of mustard and phosgene gas, 25,000 tons of nerve gas, 330 tons of arsenic compounds, and 1,890 tons of waste gases. On the other side of the Atlantic, workers disposed of 1,154 55-gallon drums of arsenic trichloride, 375 tons of Adamsite smoke candles, 75,852 4.2-inch distilled mustard shells, approximately 56,000 smoke canisters, and about 23,000 smoke projectiles. This was done in 1945 and involved materials originating from Edgewood Arsenal in Maryland. On an unknown date, 2 munitions were accidentally dropped into the muddy banks of the Mississippi River by a vehicle traversing this waterway. It's unclear if these weapons were chemical munitions. This is one of 5 known disposal sites near the Gulf Coast of the United States. Our next location is on the opposite side of the Atlantic. The Empire Cunningham was one of 12 ships scuttled near Shamrock Canyon, which is on the edge of the continental shelf, due west of France. The Cunningham was scuttled in approximately 6,500 feet of water, while carrying an undisclosed quantity of chemical munitions and or agents. Heading a bit further eastward, 2 ships were scuttled east of Skagen, Denmark, while carrying 1,500 tons of chemical weapon munitions. This is one of 5 large disposal sites in the Skagerrak Strait. There have been a number of chemical weapons related accidents near the coast of Japan. On some occasions, serious injuries, even death, have resulted from accidents related to disposal sites near Japan. Some of the disposals were carried out by the Imperial forces near the end of World War II, while others were ordered by the Allied Occupation Authority. Near Tateyama there have been 4 chemical weapons related accidents. While none of these have resulted in casualties, there have been 59 casualties with 1 fatality within a 130-mile radius of this location. A disposal location in the Gotland Basin is one of 5 known disposal sites in the Baltic Sea and its adjacent areas. The former Soviet Union probably dumped approximately 3,000 tons of chemical weapons materials near this location. Between May 10th and May 12th, 1945, 2 ships, the USS O.B. Martin and the USS George Porter, disposed of 1,180 40-gallon drums of mustard gas, 16,100-pound mustard bombs, and an additional 16,000 munitions of an unspecified type. All of these were taken from the Andal Advanced Chemical Park in India. This is one of 3 known disposal sites off the coast of South Asia. Most of the munitions dumped in the Indian Ocean probably originated from British stores. A disposal site near Cape Moreton is one of 12 known disposal sites off the eastern coast of Australia. In 1945, over a period spanning 2.5 months, A large quantity of chemical weapons materials were dumped at this location. These include 876 one-ton containers of mustard gas, 93 one-ton containers of lewisite, between 3,500 and 8,000 tons of artillery shells, and 8,000 tons of atomsite smoke candles. All of these munitions originated from the Dara Ammunition Depot in Brisbane. Between 1945 and 1982, the former Soviet Union reportedly disposed of approximately 150,000 tons of mustard gas and other CW agents in the Barents and Kara Seas. Between April and May of 1958, immense quantities of CW material were disposed of west of San Francisco. The SS William Ralston was loaded with 301,000 M70 mustard bombs and 1,479 one-ton containers of lewisite when it was scuttled in 13,542 feet of water. In a separate disposal near this location, 1,877 tons of lewisite, 9,041 tons of mustard, 9 tons of nitrogen mustard, and 6 M47 mustard bombs were dropped over the side of a barge.